And yeah, I'm assuming you're playing the base game. You don't have the precision mod, so lime's gonna be every three harvest basically. And again, you can turn lime off in your settings, just like plowing. It'll tell you in your one menu. It'll be in here if you need lime or not, and it'll tell you in there. The soil composition, it should be in there somewhere. So ours is a little different. We're running the precision mod, so it's altogether different. But yeah, it's every 3 harvest. It'll pop up and say you need lime. CBM, how's it going? How's work today? Or hopefully you're off today, huh? Hopefully. Well, what's poppin'? Welcome in. But yeah, 3 harvests for lime. But yeah, the crackle, and then like there's just something about it. Mm-hmm. I haven't listened to a record in a while. I should do that one of these days. It's been a while. You're home, nice. We actually, that record player came with like extra needles and everything. We still have them. They're taped to the inside of the lid, I believe.
Yep, good place for them.
Yep. And then see, way back in the day, over at Casey's house, they had one of the console things, but theirs actually had a TV in the center.
Oh yeah.
So it was the TV, and then it would open for the record player, big speakers on the sides. Oh
wow,
it was really cool.
Hey, in the 70s, they were balling.
Their dad,
you know what I mean? They were balling in the 70s. Like, yeah,
that thing was pretty cool. He ended up taking it apart because it like quit working, so he just got rid of it. I think we recycled like the guts of the TV or something for him. It was a big chunk of aluminum, I believe, so I don't mind if I do. Just saying.
Get my 750.
Heck yeah. We've hauled a ton of stuff. We have like a local place that buys. It used to be only non-ferrous, but now they do everything. And yeah, we've hauled a ton of stuff there over the years. Tons and tons of stuff. You know, if you have box fans, I'm a box fan sleeper personally, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like they quit working, right? You knock the motor out of those things and just put them in a bucket in the corner of the shed and add them up for a few years. Like they're worth a couple bucks, you know?
Yeah.
A couple bucks is a couple bucks.
He might buy you a new box fan.
They're expensive these days. I remember when they were like $7. They're like $25 now.
Cracker martyr.
I've been a box fan sleeper my whole life, so yeah. I've gone through a few box fans over the years, you know. Just saying. And actually, like back when we used to like travel and stuff, because I haven't traveled forever. But you know, you like forget to take your box fan, or like I've never flown, but I know I've seen people that like fly somewhere like to a city and they go. The first thing they do is go buy a box fan and take it to their hotel.
Wow.
Which a lot of hotels, they'll have fans you can just ask and borrow, you know, because people leave them, so they have them.
I just turned down the air conditioning in the hotel room to where that thing's going to be running most of the night anyway.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
Yeah, some of them I know you can turn like the fan to on instead of auto.
All of them have that setting. I think they're all like mastered out.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Like,
all right, Trent. I stayed at a hotel once where like every room had its own thermostat, but it all ran off like a central air conditioner unit. Does that make sense?
Really?
So it would like open and close a shutter.
That's odd.
It was the worst air conditioning ever.
Yeah.
It was so bad. I think I had maintenance to my room 3 times that weekend. Be like, yo, this is terrible. I think by the end of that weekend, I like made friends with the maintenance guy. Yeah, he was a nice guy. It was kind of funny. And then actually the owners of the hotel were so like tight with their money that they put lock boxes over the thermostats, like in the common areas of the hotel.
Yep.
And so the maintenance guy would walk around with this really long, skinny screwdriver because he could just
reach up in between the slots.
Yeah, because he didn't have the key for the lockbox. Like the owners wouldn't give it to him.
The maintenance guy didn't have the key?
Yeah, the maintenance guy didn't have the key, but he had a screwdriver.
funny.
He'd go and just tap tap.
Tap tap tap.
Because we were at like a convention thing, so like everybody's in the hotel like all weekend, you know, like in the common areas, and
Right.
it was miserable. So he would just turn it on for us. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Yeah, he was a nice guy. Oh man, that was at Columbia. Terrible. Terrible little. I don't even know what he called it a hotel. It was terrible. I don't know why that group Mom was involved with. They picked that hotel that year. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. It was probably cheap. That's why they picked it. So
Yeah.
that's all right.
Amenities. What are those?
Yeah. It was weird. It was like it was almost like a motel, but it was a hotel.
Holiday Inn. Oh, sorry.
No, I don't think it was a Holiday Inn. It wasn't that nice. And the atrium was like a 2-story thing, and like the atrium was where the pool was. So if you had a room, like my room was like right off the pool, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just a party until like 11 o'clock at night when the pool closed.
Right.
And it's like, y'all, I need to go to bed. I got to be up early. Like, stop. But it was kind of weird. It was very weird. And then like the outside of it had like motel vibes, but they were like kind of glassed in, I guess. So it was kind of a hotel, but more of like a motel. I don't know. It was weird. It was like a converted thing, and they didn't do a good job. Didn't spend like $1 on anything. And yeah, so like the room that I had was like an interior room, so I didn't have like a window to daylight at all.
No, your window was to the open space.
The pool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is awkward. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. There was a Holiday Inn we had that, or they had that conference at a couple times, and that one was nice because like from your hallways where your rooms were to like the conference part of the hotel, there was a real thick like soundproof door. Right. So as soon as that door was closed, you couldn't hear the rest of the hotel, like what was going on.
Good.
So where your rooms were, it was nice and quiet. I liked that a lot. That one was nice. Although that hotel had a problem with ladybugs. There were several rooms that people had to like change out of that might have been infested with ladybugs. So better than like a cockroach, right? I mean, you know. Yeah. It happens.
We stayed at a hotel down south once, and like on day 3 was the first day I saw one. They were not water bugs, not cockroaches, but they look like
bugs?
cockroaches. No, I can't remember what they're
Box
called.
elder bugs.
But
bed bugs. Oh god.
Oh, what bed bugs?
Crickets?
No, they look like little roaches, but they're not roaches. They're something. I can't remember what it's called.
Okay, a bug,
like a pea, I think.
Okay.
But anyway, so the wife goes down and complains, and the lady's like, "Oh no, we get this all the time. It's these bugs. It's not cockroaches." I'm like, I don't know. It looked like a darn cockroach. But it was like our last time. I'm like, look, we're done. We're not going somewhere else. We're gonna bear it. We're done.
Palmetto
we'll never
bugs?
come back here. Palmetto bug. That is exactly what it is.
I've never heard of that.
Yep.
Googling. Image, please. Oh yeah, that looks like a roach.
Wasn't it though?
Yeah. I've never heard of them. Oh man, it's the horror stories out of like the hotel world. It's crazy.
Most of the time with work travel and everything, we do okay. Like
Well, yeah, but you're not staying at the $49.99 place.
No, but
I
I'm also not
assume.
spending at a place that costs $300 a night.
Yeah, but you're not staying at the place where they're like, we got HBO.
That's true. It's just like the HBO sounds like flickering out
Yeah.
of the street, flickering.
Yeah. I stayed at a motel one time in Louisville, Kentucky. And you walk into the little office, and the buddy literally had a baseball bat behind the counter.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Growing up along the Gulf Coast, they're everywhere. Gotcha, Fuel Hauler. And I believe it was on David Letterman that night about top 10 ways to know you're in a sketchy motel, and baseball bat behind the counter was one of them. It was terrible. But we went down for, I think that was for a lawn and garden show. One of the rare times we actually spent the night down there. After that, we started just driving down in the morning and coming home at night. 6 hours each way in the car.
Oof.
Yeah, it was a long day. But that's okay.
Yeah, that is a long day.
Yeah. You don't spend too many hours at the show if you do that. But that's all right. I got to sit in the back seat and like sleep most of the time, so I was cool with it. But Pops, on the other hand, he's the one that had to do all the driving.
Bet you were.
Yep. Can you take a loan from the bank like in 22? Yep, you sure can. Go into your escape menu. I like to go to like where you see your prices, and then finances over there, and then you can hit borrow at the bottom. There's a couple ways to get to that screen, but yeah. One time we went with one of Dad's coworkers, Bear, down to Louisville, and his son went with us. Okay.
All right. Yeah, you'd have a nice friend to play with.
Yeah.
While you're
He was a nice enough kid. He was
okay.
kind of strange, but he had a runny nose the whole way there and back, and he wouldn't blow his nose. He would just sniffle it. By the end of that road trip, I thought I was going to lose it, we'll just say, on that dude.
The sniffles and snorts, man, they get me too.
Oh my God. I wanted to just, it was so bad. I can't say what I wanted to do on stream.
My kids will do that, right? I'll hear, especially my youngest now, right?
Yeah.
And she's like,
oh,
hey. I'm like, do you need a
I just got
a tissue? She's like, no. That should give me an attitude or something. And I'm like,
sure
really?
about that?
I was like, because you just, snorted your snot back up to your brain. Like,
yeah.
What, like, she's like, no, I didn't. I'm like, okay. I was like, your father's crazy, but he's not that crazy.
Oh man.
Like, you're yeah.
Yeah,
that's fine. So here's a tissue, blow your nose, and then she'll blow her nose, and then like everything in the world will come out. And it's like, see, told you.
Yeah, after that road trip, I was like, oh my God, I have a problem. Or he's about to have a problem, maybe.
Oh, he's gonna have a problem. There's about to be a problem.
He's also one of those guys, and I haven't seen him for years, and I know he lives out on the West Coast, so I should be okay to say this, but he's one of those guys that someday is going to be on TV, and instead of people going, man, I didn't see this, ever happen, and I'll be like, yeah, I
saw that one coming
when he was a teenager. Yeah, he's a different feller. We'll just say it like that. I don't think he would actually do anything, and that's why obviously I'm not gonna turn him in or nothing, but
so he's psychotic and lazy. Got it.
You would also just not be surprised. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh man. Go into your escape menu, go down. This is how I like to get there. Escape menu, go down to where you see like your prices, and then hit your finances over here, and it's at the bottom. No worries on the ad. I know that Twitch likes to play ads when people type in chat.
Theorabiank Knight 89 just subscribed.
Well, that's one way to fix it. Thanks for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Oh, goodness. Welcome in. What's poppin'? Oh, yeah. We appreciate it. But Twitch, it's like a known thing that Twitch does like to play ads as soon as you type in chat because it knows you're actually paying attention to the stream. So it kind of makes sense. I told my brother-in-law about this like a couple weeks ago, and he was absolutely shocked. He's like, really? They're doing that? I'm like, well, yeah. Why wouldn't they?
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense to me. Although he asked me if I got to like pick the ads or if I got to like, you know, and I'm like, no, that's not how it works now. But thanks.
I mean, it's nice that he doesn't know that it's going on because, you know, he's been subscribed for that long, you know?
My brother-in-law?
Oh, your brother-in-law. Sorry.
Yeah, no, he's not. No, he doesn't have anything to do with stream. Although the funny thing was he asked me, I'll have to say that off stream sometime.
Alrighty.
When he asked me like, hey, do you have ads for her? And I was like, well, what? It was inappropriate.
Oh, do you have ads for this?
It's like, no. It
Oh.
was inappropriate.
Cardiovascular health? Men's wellness?
No. No, it was something else.
Diabetes? Oh.
No.
All right.
It was
All right.
it was something else.
I'm done guessing.
Oh man. All right, I've returned the cultivator before we get charged for that anymore. Oh man. All right, so did we buy a Kinsey today or no?
I mean, what's that gonna run you?
A lot.
Like two something in it.
I don't know. Actually, I don't think I'm gonna get our. Well, so here's the thing. I want to upgrade, but I do agree with what you're saying about like older school.
250
would be nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if we do any purchasing today, that kind of negates where I could like add a mod, right? Did you click on that drill that Trent posted, the first one?
I did. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the two-part having the tank, but again, I mean, it's not my map, so
just not a lot out there right now. Like honestly, I'd be cool with like the horse. You know, 12 meters, 7 miles. Oh, it's only 7 miles an hour though. The Kinsey goes 11. For 50 grand, I think the Kinsey is where it's at. But even on the planter side or the cedar side, like there's just nothing good here besides the Amazon, which I don't want to go all the way to that. So yeah, I don't know. Stay with what we got, I guess. They don't have that much ground, right?
No, it's not that much, but it's just 7 miles an hour is a slow go.
Yeah.
As much as I do like this planter.
Yeah. Well, that planter's not bad. This thing, the little Great Plains.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And there's only, do we have 2 of those?
We only have 1. That's why we've been planting corn and beans.
So small field of notes.
Probably, yeah. Oh boy. All right, open up the fertilizer. Oh. Come on. Speaking of the Pope, by the way, you know, I mentioned him earlier with that coin. Did you know that he's gonna put the oak in Pope? Because, you know, he's Midwestern.
Who's gonna do that?
The new Pope. He's Midwestern.
Oh.
He's gonna put the open poke.
Yup. Whoop.
Actually, First Time was saying the other day that like one of his first assignments was actually in like South St. Louis City, which is kind of cool.
They really put him in some dangerous spots, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, South City's not well, any city here. Anywhere in St. Louis City's not so hot. All right, I want to verify really fast, by the way. Tram lines are turned off. It's probably going to plant with tram lines, though, if I had to guess, but hopefully not. Yeah, so Lime, as of right now, this is our pH. We have the same deal. I think Lime is just broken right now. With that in-game spreader, so I wouldn't worry too much about Lime at this point. Just, it's ugly, but it kind of is what it is, you know? Unfortunately. So yeah, it's broken. Small planter you got there? I think it's average size. It's fine. We also don't have a ton of fields and stuff, so it works. It'll work. This one's better, but this one obviously is like very not American looking, so. But that's okay, because it's kind of cool. And it works. That's probably the best part. It works. We may get some other modded ones in, but there's just not a lot of good modded ones out there yet that I would want to have on here. So yeah. All right. Although with that new DLC, there could be something in there we run. Be a lot bigger than stuff we have now, but you never know. All right, so I'm planting oats over in 8 Bear. What are you planting? You got sunflowers? Bear must have
Sunflowers.
He's in the wood line.
Yeah, I had to step away for a second.
Okay. What are we planting in 1?
Good question.
Chat. What I can plant with this planter, what should I plant in 1? You feel like you're getting older while it's spreading. Yeah, I'm hoping that they will just fix, you know, the lime eventually. But I think the general consensus is that it is just broken. So, yeah. Can I plant cotton? No, not the right time of year. Yeah, it's basically corn or soybeans. Honestly, is what I'm kind of looking for here. Sugar beets, but we are not set up for that. Green beans, same thing. We're set up for corn, beans, or sorghum. Bear's planting sunflowers over there, so corn, beans, or sorghum are kind of your options, to be honest. I don't really care what I plant, but need to plant something. So yeah. Sugar beets and stuff we'll do eventually. We'll get into root crops later. But right now we just not set up for that. Don't have enough hauling capability. Got any grapes? No. All right, sorghum it is.
Sorghum.
Yep.
Good. Can we get? Oh, we can't get straw off of that in this map, can we?
No. Oh. Yeah, we got oats going in over in 8. So for straw. You plant and harvest sorghum just like all the rest. With yeah. It's pretty much the same thing. Got any grapes? Definitely not. No grapes here, sorry. And at least I have my fertilizer on this time. That's good, right? Got any grapes? Speaking of nitrogen, is that field over applied with nitrogen still? You must not be using like any fertilizer, right?
None. I've done all
Okay.
this and I'm only down 4%.
Okay. Yeah. Need to at some point plant like corn over there to get it to eat a bunch of nitrogen off that field. Although this should eat some. Because I am putting down, what are we adding, like 25 to 30 here or more? It's very patchy. That's the thing I don't like about this precision. It's very patchy. Like your fields aren't all nice and like purdy when you get done like they used to be. So mulching removes all the nitrogen from a field. Does it? Because we technically mulched this field over here. Or did we plow that field, Bear?
Which one? This one?
Yeah, that was not. This was mulched. Because we worked this with our landall, which mulches, then does a disc.
It's definitely not plowed now. Unless
Yeah.
you rolled it.
No. Snow, we're doing. What's up with you? Yeah, so mulching doesn't remove your. Yeah, that there's a lot of fertilizer on that field. So I don't know what's up with that. This field was also, that field might have been plowed. Field 8. That one I'm not sure about. I think we had corn over here. Yeah, that's been plowed. So, which is also mulched because that plow that we have also has a mulcher on it. So I don't know what's up with that. That's interesting though. I don't know. Because somehow we ended up with a ton of nitrogen in that field that Bear's in. And we had like soybeans planted there, so they don't use any nitrogen. And that now we're planting sunflowers there, and they must not take a ton of nitrogen, so he's not using any fertilizer. So yeah.
No, they're they take like into the orange a little bit is where the goal is for this one.
Yeah. How long does it take to grow with seasons turned off? I have no clue. I don't play with seasons off. I don't know. You harvested wheat. Yeah, your wheat should have nuked all the nitrogen when you combined it, not when you mulched it. Could it be that you just didn't look at the nitrogen tab until you mulched it? Because, like, this was a cornfield. Field 8 was a cornfield with tram lines, obviously. So it was fertilized, hence the green tram lines. And then when we harvested it, it put it to that nitrogen state. Because when you harvest the crop is when it changes the nitrogen state from being, like, fully fertilized to whatever after the crop, right? So if it's corn, it's going to use a lot. If it's soybeans, it's not going to change it at all. That kind of deal, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, it's kind of a thing. So Bear, looking up at my security cameras, one direction I see doom and gloom and like terrible looking skies, right? The other direction I see blue skies.
Well, just go in the blue skies direction.
I'm going that way. Oh man. Well, I think there are like little pockets of rain around today again. probably moving in a weird direction too, right? Yep. Stuff's been moving very odd here lately.
We've been getting a ton of rain since last night.
Yeah.
A ton of rain.
Sad part is here, you know, it rained Sunday or rained Monday. Yeah, yesterday it rained a little bit. And then they're talking like some real weather later this week for us, maybe a little bit. You set AI to mulch the field. I got you. It's probably the yeah, after you combine is when it changes your nitrogen state. So I think that's what it is. So as of right now, we don't have slurry. We do have a few cows, but honestly, I haven't been concentrating on feeding them. We just got our grass field. Like this, when we go over to cut our grass here in a little while, it'll be our second mowing. But technically, I think you're supposed to go over it with slurry first and then come back in with like your planter. The video that I watched from one of the like Giants partner whatever, he was talking about like it's supposed to be difficult to get 100% and you have to follow all the steps, although he couldn't get 100% following the steps that Giants laid out in the help menu, which I thought was funny because we have 100% over here on the field the Bears in and on field 3. So I don't know, I thought that was funny. But currently we don't have slurry. Most of our fertilization is actually done with the planter itself. So we are fertilizing as we plant here. And technically you can see there is a little fertilizer going on in the oats too. And then Bear is using just a smidge over in field 2. Although apparently I'm leaving a skipper in my fertilizer. Okay. That's interesting. It's not leaving a seed skipper, so I don't know why it's leaving a fertilizer skipper. It's kind of odd. But eventually we will have slurry and manure, and we will use it in our fields just to get rid of it, if nothing else. But you also, like, if you're going to plant soybeans, you know, don't waste the time slurrying because soybeans don't use any nitrogen. You would want to slurry ahead of like corn and wheat and that kind of stuff. Barley. Yeah. Yeah, so here's the thing about rant on chat. Get your TED Talk emotes out. As far as the help menu in this game, I would almost just throw it out and pretend it doesn't exist. Because a lot of the stuff that's in there is not actually accurate information. And I don't know if like there's a disconnect in the team that makes the game between the people that are writing the help menu and the people that are writing the code to actually like what the things do in the game. Because like it just feels weird sometimes. You know, they talk about different things, and if you run science in the game, like you get different results, and it just kind of makes you wonder like what's the deal here, you know? And so I would just not refer to that help menu. And honestly, if you have a question, I would just run the science yourself. You know, like I've run Lime science before, or we've run all kinds of different stuff, you know, and just because they say it's supposed to be this way doesn't actually mean it is that way. So yeah. Do I have a favorite crop? Corn. Chris, what's going on? Good afternoon. Yeah, something. There's clearly a disconnect in or a lost in translation or something. There's something going on at Giants where it's just like they don't know what they're doing, you know? Like, it's weird. Dirty Max, we have not been able to buy a field in a little bit now. The last field we bought was field, oh god, field 4. It's a grass field right now for us. So yeah. Giants hasn't made an airplane. Fuel hauler, you're not wrong, yeah. Carn is cool, any reason why? A lot of it gets grown around me in IRL, real life, and I just think it's cool. Mostly what's grown around me in real life is corn and soybeans. A little bit of wheat, but mostly corn and soybeans. So that's why I usually plant a lot of corn and soybeans. That would be the reason why. So I grew up around it. So yeah. That's okay. So actually, like if I'm gonna, we might have to put the sprayer on and come out here and try to
finish that off.
Spot spray a few parts, yeah. I don't know.
Well, in the grass field, it didn't do anything when I went back over those skippers, so
I have to wait till first day growth.
It might be a good idea.
Beast mode, I don't have a farm IRL. My dad owns 5 acres of the family farm that he grew up on. So we talk about the farm a lot. It's where I have like my tiny antique tractors, and we grow pumpkins. We grow about 1 acre of pumpkins, but I'm not a farmer and I don't have a farm. No, I don't. It's just 5 acres. What used to be the farm. We got the buildings and stuff. So yeah, it is an active farm like around us though. It's just not us farming it, if that makes sense. Wait, somebody just honked a semi horn. Was that left? Did the left just come through town? I could hear a semi truck horn out on the highway. He's done it before, where he'll honk when he drives past. He knows where I live, so. A little bit, yeah. Collected antiques. I own 2 old Alice Chalmers. I own an Alice Chalmers Model B from 1947, and I own an Alice Chalmers CA from 1953. Dad owns an Alice Chalmers C from 1949, which is kind of interesting because that's actually the year Dad was born. So he owns a tractor from his birth year. I think that's kind of cool, personally. So, although he didn't pick his tractor out, we kind of picked it out. It was a gift. We, a bunch of us, all of us kids, got together and bought him a tractor. So, yeah. So we, the Alice B, when we got that, Dad and I took like 1.5 years or so and completely rebuilt the engine and all kinds of stuff. Worked on the transmission a bunch, and yeah, we had that tractor almost apart, like down to every nut and bolt. It was close. Put that bad boy back together, and she runs like a top now. So you bet. Marketing team promising customers. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's a whole thing at Old Giants. Yep. You betcha. And then we bought, or technically Dad bought it, but I had money in my pocket that day. We bought a plow off of Craigslist. We bought an Alice Chalmers #1 plow. It's on steel wheels. It's a 16-inch single bottom plow, and it could be anywhere from we think it's from the 30s or 40s. We don't know. But yeah, I'm from Missouri, just outside of St. Louis. So I'd like to say that I live in St. Louis under the arch. So that's where I live. Under the arch. But yeah, so we got some old tractors, and I'm always looking. The dream tractor is Alice Chalmers WD. I'm always looking for one. I gotta find the right one that speaks to me. And one of these days, I'm gonna pull the trigger on one. So I just haven't yet. Plus, I really want an old John Deere two cylinder. The old Johnny Poppers. I would love to have one of those too. Here's what I really envision with the old tractors, right? In the spring and like in the fall when like it's not super duper duper hot, I envision like, you know, maybe some Sunday afternoon or whatever, like tractor rides with like, you know, Pops and Tony and whoever else wants to show up, you know, and like have old tractors and go on a little old tractor drive, you know. I think that'd be fun. So I just got to have a bunch of old tractors so we can have people come down and drive old tractors. So that's what I would like to get to that point eventually. But we'll see. Because technically the CA that I have is inoperable. Been locked up for like, I don't know, 18, 19 years. One of these days we're gonna work on it. I paid exactly 2 cases of beer for that tractor, so I don't have anything invested in it as of right now, but one of these days we're gonna rip and tear into that bad boy and put all kinds of new parts in it. So just not today. And not tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, right, Scoot, yeah. But yeah, we'll see. One of these days we'll rip and tear into that thing. Probably take us like a year to really get it going. We originally talked about painting that tractor when we got it. She's a little rough, but we have all the pieces. So like the hood and the tank. The tank's actually in pretty good shape. That's the biggest killer of those old tractors is the fuel tanks. They like to rust on the inside really badly. People don't keep them full of good gas over the winter, and they get condensation in there and kills them. But yeah, it's a whole thing. And you know, and sometimes when it's hotter too, like say in August, we can probably do some tractor drives too, you know. Bear. We got to get Dad's tractor working better. It likes to randomly shut off. We think it has ignition problems. So we got to get that figured out before then. Always take 995 out too. And then we can always put somebody on the old Power King if you really want to try something small. Not yet, Scoot, no. No, we have not. That's okay. We're just going back and forth like, you know, we should.
The next field is field 5. Let's see what that looks like.
I think it's kind of spendy, right? It's this one at the bottom.
Oh, is it that long, that bigger one at the bottom, right?
$734,000.
Oh, just a couple things.
And honestly, we're probably going to turn that field into like 2 fields because it's really awkward for GPS right now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's it planted in, or is it not planted in anything?
Nothing right now. What I wouldn't mind, like at the southern edge of the pond, we're gonna put some grass in, just paint some grass. So then you'll have like the east side where like the number 5 is, And then probably need to get rid of both tree lines on the left side, plow that all out, so you'll have like an east and a west, and not, it won't be one field. Eventually we could fill the pond in, but that's going to take a lot of money, so that's a down the road kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that plan works. 700.
It's a lot of field though, actually. So it's worth the money.
Let's see what it gets planted in.
I mean, we could always take a loan and buy it.
Well, if it gets planted in something that's going to,
yeah, benefit us,
really help pay for the field, then
parsnips.
Okay,
I mean, come on.
Oof.
Scoot, it wasn't a ton. All of it fed the sheep. Like every bale, all but like 2 bales, I think, went into the sheep. Wasn't it? I think it was like 90,000 maybe. I think, roughly.
And no bales went to feeding the cows.
Yeah, I didn't
feed
the cows.
Sure.
Bales, yeah. My bad. I want to say it was like 90,000-ish is what I remember seeing on the trailer. Is there a way to remove the tram lines from the fields? We don't know. No. Not that I'm aware of. Turn off precision. Yeah, I know the tram lines are messing up harvest contracts, so hopefully, you know, in something like that, like how did they not think of that? How did they not like put on precision and then like, hey, let's do contracts and make sure they work? Like how did they not?
It's just lazy.
Hey Bear.
Yeah.
I know you can't see it, so I'm gonna post it in Discord or in TeamSpeak.
Okay.
We just got a comment here on Twitch live. And you get to see it. Okay, you ready? That was the comment right there. We're family friendly here at Puma Plow, for the record. It's a good comment though.
Thank you. You think we have time? Oh man.
Oh, and for cultivating contracts too, yeah. Oh, that was good, right?
Love it.
That's like when Allison called me a liar last night, but she included a variation of that first word before liar. And I was very like taken aback by that.
Allison, jeez.
Yo.
I mean, well, my friend.
Haven't been around forever, and you're coming here and call me that?
Yo. Yeah.
What?
Full on napalm approach.
Yeah, it was funny though. Just because the burger was cooked like 89%, not 90, it's fine.
It was medium well. What do you want to do?
On one side, I cooked it well done. On the other side, you're fine. It's fine. Am I talking about your comment? Yes, I was talking about your comment.
Was Allison like
about them cows
imbibing something?
I don't know. I lost it.
Oh, Arabian was the
today.
Cow comment.
Yeah. Allison was the one last night. Yeah. Oh boy. It's too good.
Family friendly. Family friendly. Exclamation point Discord. Exclamation point TS for TeamSpeak.
For the not so family friendly.
For the not so family friendly parts of the show.
Oh, dude, speaking of contracts, Bear.
Ooh.
Oh, that's parsnips at 9. Oh my god. Can you imagine what that
all the fun. You have all the fun with that.
I don't. If I had more tractors and tippers, I would be and auto drive. I'd be all about doing a parsnip contract like that. And actually, for setting up a contract like that, I would set up an auto drive like temporary course for that, because you're going to haul from the same point and you're going to haul to the same place, right? Like, It wouldn't take very long to set that up. I don't mind doing root crops as long as you have the right equipment, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, whoa, 29's planted in corn right now? Wait, is that actually planted? Yeah. And 22? Oh my God, there could be some huge corn contracts. Oh, dude, field 30 in carrots right now? Oh my God. Oh my God. You could probably, hold on. If we're not at that point, that cost $1.3 million. Okay. If you bought that field, planted in carrots, and just harvested and sold them right away, I don't know if you'd get 1.3, but you'd get a lot. But we're buying our fields in order.
Yeah, but
so
we're 24 fields away from that.
Yeah, I don't have that much money to buy 24 other fields.
We're not going from 4 to 30 in a night, you know?
No. I will say though, when we get field 5, that's a huge pickup for the farm. That's massive.
That's a really large addition.
Like 6, 7, not so much, but 5 is going to be a huge pickup for us.
It's going to be interesting what, you know, kind of excited to see what 5 is going to be planted in.
Where's 8? Oh, we already have 8. Never mind. And then 9. So we're buying all the fields right around us is what we're going to be buying. That's fine. Then 10 goes up there. Where's 11? Am I blind? Oh, field 11's way up there. Okay. And we got to buy a bunch of like mediocre fields, but I think the buying in order is going to be fun. It's yeah.
Just a different angle, different strategy, you know?
Yeah. He missed your multiple comments about needing to drive along. Oh, wait. Did he just waste all the parsnips then? Like, it had to be painful. Fuel hauler. Had to be painful. Oh boy. They get contracts for corn, pick them up. We'll see, Scoot. It's all about, I mean, but it depends on the time, you know. But I don't mind. Those are, I mean, 22 is a massive field.
Yeah, but you know, it'd be really nice though with those corn contracts.
What's that?
Is if we're gonna plant corn anywhere, we can borrow and just harvest. We can't use it on your own field, can you?
Can't use it on your own fields, yeah. But if you had, say, 29 and 22, then you could, you know, at least
you could really get it going. Yeah.
Get 2 big combines, 2 semis, get after it, pitter patter. There's some real money to be made on this map with contracts, I feel like. I mean, $18,000. I mean, that is a big field, but that's money. 36,000. Oh, the stone picky one's broken, but $36,000 stone pick. We have our stones turned off, so it
which means they're getting ready to plant.
Yeah. That'll be next. Oh boy.
Don, does your cab, the interior of your cab, get dirty? Along with the outside of the tractor.
Does it? What?
So your cab doesn't get dirty.
Oh, you know what? I never noticed that this tractor. Does this tractor not get dirty?
I think it does.
Yeah, there's dirt. Yeah. Yeah, the windows are dirty. Yeah.
All right, but the inside of the tractor is not dirty.
Like the floorboards?
Yeah.
There's a little dirt down there. I think this tractor was cleaned before I started down here. I don't believe the drill was. Does that make sense?
This tractor.
Oh, do you not have?
Really bad on the inside. Like,
oh, really?
Looks like somebody had a mud pie fight on the inside of this thing.
That's fun. I imagine this will get there. I don't know. We'll have to pay attention.
I don't ever remember the interiors getting that dirty.
I don't
Might
know.
just be the mod.
I do have our dirt set to like high as well. Because I think it's funny to have really dirty equipment, personally. I know it triggers some people, so, you know, I'm here for it. Did I just leave a skipper? No. Alright, we're chilling. No skippers here. No skippers. The dirt is simply a visual thing. You do have to watch your repair over here, which is the gear and like this blue thing in the bottom right here. On a tractor or a seeder, cultivator, anything like that, it's not that crucial. On a tractor, all it really does is it takes some horsepower. So if you're in like hilly conditions, you might notice it, but if you're on flat ground, you're probably not going to notice it. The thing that's important to keep prepared is combines and combine headers. You can actually lose yield if that is damaged or too damaged. So keep your combines repaired, but the rest of the stuff you don't really need to worry about. Is sorghum a cash crop? Chat told me to plant it. That's why we're planting it, Scoot. It'll be an okay crop, yeah. It's an okay crop. But yeah. How do you repair it? Typically you're gonna take it back to the shop. At like wherever you purchase stuff from. The other way is some of the sheds, there's actually a shop you can put down. Where's that at? Which is this guy. You can put this down, then you can work on stuff. But typically take it back to wherever you bought it from. You're looking for like, well, your basket symbol. Like in this case on Alma, it's actually out back here behind the shop. But typically around wherever you purchased it from is where you'd go to fix it. There's lots of mods you can get to, like service trucks, or a mod where you can just get out and hit a button and you can fix it, all kinds of stuff like that. But yeah, base game to wherever you bought it from. So yeah. But like I said, typically combines and headers, you want to worry about those. The rest of the stuff you don't need to actually worry about too much. But I tend to repair stuff because I don't like to see it damaged. I'll be honest. Now I don't repaint stuff unless we're gonna sell it. Repainting stuff does nothing for you. It's just purely cosmetic. There's a mod for a service truck. Couldn't figure out how to make it work. I gotcha. I've never messed with them. Not since like Farm Sim 15 did I have I had a service truck. And I want to say the thing in 15 was actually a little VW like van that like the back had been cut off and made, or it was like a little VW truck. It had a pressure washer in the back and a fuel tank and a toolbox, and that thing was kind of sick. It was really fast too. But that was like the Farm Sim 15's like Texas days. Last time I ran something like that. So, back in the day. That's for sure. Right. But that's okay. But yeah, there's lots of mods for fixing stuff. Lots of mods out there. We need the IC control mod as well. Gotcha, Jeff. Okay. Are we done planting yet, Bear?
Forever.
Oh, man. A little bit, yeah. Oh, okay. I like to repair and repaint stuff before selling if you're trying to get as much money. Yes, I like to do that. So, washing it doesn't matter though. Amazes you how 1,000 sorghum seeds can plant the world. True. Although it's 1,000 liters. Right? But that is true. Yeah, this planter doesn't hold like anything. And yeah, I can plant the world apparently. I think sorghum populations might be a little higher than that in real life. I don't know. Again, I didn't grow up around sorghum, so I don't really know anything about it. Have to refer to Leonard on that one, I think. He's Mr. Sorghum. Do you ever talk to Leonard, by the way, Bear?
I shot him a message on Discord.
And he said absolutely not, right?
I don't think he's seen it yet.
Oh. I gotcha. Gotcha. Interesting. So, bigger cedars, right?
It's funny how, like, gung-ho, I was like, oh, yeah, we're fine. We're doing 2 hours in. Maybe you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, with farms and mods, sometimes you need, like, a second mod to make a mod work. Like, in that case, if you have a service truck, you need a IC control mod to make it work. It's kind of unfortunate. And sometimes people don't, like, explain that. They just expect you to know that somehow. And I'm not sure how they expect people to know that, you know? Explaining things would be nice, right? Just saying. But yeah. Or it's like buried on a Facebook somewhere where they explain it. Uh-huh. 20,000.
I bet you we would have been done with both of these fields if we had been both working on the same field.
Maybe.
But for some reason, I think fields go by faster when two people are on the field.
Mentally, it helps,
Yeah.
Sorghum rates vary between 20,000 and 120,000. Good Lord. That's a wide range of population difference. Dang. 60 to 80. That's crazy. That's crazy. You want me to come over there and help you?
Are you done with your field?
No.
Well, then no.
Although I've only got a couple long passes left, so that mentally, you know, get over into the short passes, you know.
Yep.
Oh, you know what though? I'm gonna stop for a minute because old 7810's out of fertilizer over here, so we'll get him going again. We don't have auto drive, so we can't just make it all work automatically, you know. I'm starting to think he's not putting out a Alma config. The old auto drive guy. This map's been out for a while, and he honestly hasn't been putting out configs like at all. He put out like one in the last while. So hopefully everything's all right there. But you never know. Right. Grab us some seed from our very organized seed pile over here. It's something else we need to invest in bulk bins so we don't have this mess anymore one of these days. A lot sooner than we invested in bulk bins on Hoot and Pentai. That's for sure. Come on. Maybe after our Field 5 purchase.
I don't know. I got an inkling Field 5 is gonna work out.
Why?
I don't know. Got this feeling. Got a feeling.
Tonight's gonna be a good night.
That 5's gonna be in cotton or some crap, you know?
Oh yeah. Hope tonight's a good night. Tonight's the last. It's the season finale, Bear.
Of
FBI.
oh,
Yeah, show Peps and I watch every Tuesday. They tried to kill off a character last week, dude. I was sitting there like almost in tears. Like it was sad. When you put in Discord works. Oh, I saw that, Jeff. Yeah, I saw that. Maybe I should check that one. Check it out. I can always edit it. Yeah, they like, there was a spoiler for anybody who didn't see FBI last week, but there was an explosion bear, and like it got one of the agents, kind of.
No.
And like they had to like do CPR on this agent, so like, you know, bring him back.
And cliffhanger.
No, they got him back. They got him back, and they were at like
good.
her house at the end of the episode, eating ice cream and burgers. So it must have been like a softball game or something, you know?
Yeah. I know you almost died or something, but like, you know.
We'll go Dairy Queen.
For real.
Oh man. But yeah, it was a stressful end to that episode, I'll be honest. It was. It was a good one though. But yeah, tonight's the season finale. Which means, you know, it's almost summer. So, like, Big Brother should be starting up soon, right?
Yeah, I'm striking out with all these shows. I don't watch any of those.
You're not a Big Brother guy, huh?
No, I've never subscribed to like
fake reality TV.
Well, or like interpersonal drama, like like that kind of drama. Like I don't mind a dramatic show or a drama movie or something like that, but
okay,
when you're talking about, you know, girl drama, you know, where people are just being bickering back and forth and all this, like, I don't need.
I gotcha.
Nope, don't need that.
Big Brother Canada got canceled, really? Interesting. Thanks for that follow. Appreciate you. Welcome. It was popping. And Jeff, it is like they're trying to get rid of her. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, hopefully not though, because yeah, that'll change the show a lot. Definitely will change the show. But yeah, no, Big Brother's great. It's fun. It's a good time. And what cracks me up is that my dad really is like all about it. Like even if I don't watch it, he's all about it. So that cracks me up. I am doing well. Welcome in. What's going on? What is poppin'? Wow, fair. I don't think that's why a show would get canceled.
I think so.
You Canadians can't have anything nice. Even hockey, haven't won a cup in 100 years. Well, do better.
I don't know. You guys have a few chances still in the tournament. So
yeah. Does it matter which direction you go when cultivating? Do they have to be straight lines like when planting? No, you can cultivate, plant, harvest, whatever direction warms your heart. You can do whatever you want. You can do a serpentine out in your field, whatever you want to do. There's no wrong way to go back and forth in the field, right? I typically am going to go like the long paths because that's your most efficient way. But other than that, no, it doesn't matter. Not at all. What do I think of Prairie Farms? Prairie Farms, they make good ice cream. Oh, you mean precision farming, don't you? Not Prairie Farms. It's okay so far. I do feel like it needs an update. But that's just my opinion. So, yep, it needs an update. The lime part needs to be updated for sure. when you turn off the tram lines, hopefully it's not planting this field with, well, actually I should be able to check. Yeah. So some people were saying like when they turned their tram lines off, it was still planting with tram lines. So far, that doesn't seem to be the case for us, but also when we planted this field in tram lines, it only showed us the one around the outside of the field, so it didn't show us the rest of them, so I don't know. Hopefully it's okay. We'll find out here in a little while when we fast time of day. But definitely the lime part needs an update. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Bear, what's going on? Not you, Bear, but Bear 4050. What's up? You got two bears. You guys must fight to the death now. Good luck. What's happen? The lime gets used the same. I don't know if it gets used the same or not, but it turns your fields all kinds of disgustingness is what it's doing. There's your pH map, and it's not good. We'll just say that much. It's not good. So yeah. You planted without tram lines, but ended up with one. That may be from a different field. I've heard of that happening too. Where like a tram line from a different field will randomly just show up like over here. Yeah, I've heard of that happening.
Ghost tram lanes.
Something, yeah. The next farmer was, scrolling TikTok and wasn't paying attention.
Oh, kind of like I am right now.
Your bet is that the polar bear wins? Oh. All right, who can flip burgers faster in fast food sim? That's who will win.
Oh, it's probably polar bear then.
Hey, they changed the flipping mechanics. It's easier. You just right click.
I saw
on the
that.
burger.
What is the control mechanism there? Do you just click to flip and that's
You
it?
just right click to flip now. Whereas before you had to left click, then right click to flip, then left click to put it back down.
Yeah.
Now you just
yeah.
right click and you're good to go, which is so much better.
The new, everyone's new favorite game show. Click to flip.
Hey, we should take that to Game Show Network. They might pick it up. Let me make a phone call. I gotta pitch that to somebody.
You got a guy?
Probably not, actually, no. Do you remember the show Win, Lose, or Draw? Back in the day.
But you're gonna have to remind me what the
basically
game was.
it was where they would draw something and people would have to guess what they were drawing.
Oh, kind of basically Pictionary.
Yeah, but like, yeah, the host of that show was oh god, what was his name now? I don't remember his name, but he had kind of like he had like a fro, like a white guy fro.
Bob Ross.
No, but sure. A distant cousin of his lives in the area, and I used to cut his grass.
Oh.
Biggest jerk you would ever meet, though.
Oh. Don't you know who my second cousin is?
Yeah. No, kind of, but yeah. His daughter used to work for Dad. She was like worked there for a few years, and so somehow I don't know. They needed somebody to cut the grass, so we got the job. And you didn't trim that blade of grass, over there, or whatever. Every week it was something, right? And then finally, apparently, and I argue with this to this day. We went to cut his grass one time, and he came out, or I forget what happened, but he basically told us he didn't want us anymore. And I was like, well, why? What's happening? Like, we would take way too long at this yard to make sure it looked nice, right? And he goes, well, last week you guys didn't trim the grass underneath my deck out behind the house. And now let me set the scene for you guys. It was a very heavily shaded part of his yard.
Mm-hmm.
So it never grew. And it was underneath the deck, so there was barely any grass there anyway. Like right at the edge of the deck,
Right.
But basically I could cut any of the grass that was there with my lawnmower, and you would just kind of walk through there with a trimmer and wouldn't really have the trimmer on. because there was no grass there. And I know for a fact the week before, the person that was helping me at the time, they trimmed there. And he came out and raised 7 kinds of hell that we didn't trim there. And yeah, it was kind of a thing.
Well, good sir, you are no longer worth the $50 it is to cut your grass. We're no longer.
I think it was only $35.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. I am no longer putting up with your crap.
Okay, Bert Convey was the name of the host of Win, Lose, or Draw back in the day. Yeah, it was one of his cousins, which I always thought was kind of crazy. But yeah, no, he was a piece of work, absolute piece of work. But yeah, he would come out and complain about everything. And then he was also the guy that owned a pretty large company.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, when he would write us a check for his $35 a week, like grass service, sometimes he'd be like, yeah, don't try to cash that for a couple days. And it's like, buddy, you own a fairly big company in town. Like, what are you doing? So.
Little cash poor at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think he ever bounced checks, but he would also like, I'll get you guys next week kind of thing. That would happen occasionally too. It's like, really, bud? But yeah, he had lived in a really nice house. And, yeah, it's just
he just had to wait till the next paycheck out there, that's all.
Yep, I guess. I don't know. What's going on? Good stuff, buds. Yeah, we cut grass for him and his one son. We did some aeration work at another son's house. The one son was great. I couldn't tell you what this man looked like. I never met him. We cut his grass for like 3 years. Never met the guy. I think he would mail us a check like once a month.
Best client ever.
Pretty much. We would show up and cut the grass and he wouldn't question it. The best guy we ever had, though, he was like a second grandpa in a way to me. He was a World War II veteran. Like, he was just awesome. He had stories, man. You'd show up to his house and he would talk your ear off, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And he got to the point, I don't think he was super in charge of his finances towards the last couple years of his life, but like, he owned a company in town and it was a very successful company, still going today. His son runs it now. And they would cut us a check for a month in advance. Okay,
all right.
So yeah, I'm gonna cut your grass every week if it needs it or not, because you already paid me for it and they wanted their grass cut every week, right? Well, it would come down to December. They would write us a check for the whole month of December. You can do lime before or after seeding as long as your crop is not growing. So as long as you have bare dirt, you can lime. So it would cut us a check for December, and like, there's no grass to cut in December, right? And so we were cutting leaves, but sometimes it'd come down to like Christmas, and it's like, man, we got like 2 cuts that we owe you. And he's like, just keep the money. You're fine. So bonus, it was great.
Right.
But yeah, it was pretty awesome. Why is the field not going all green if I'm putting the correct because I'm planting. So fertilizer is based on 2 variables. One is your seed and 2 is your soil type, right? With precision farming, of course. So we're running the precision farming mod. So it has 2 variables. So for sorghum, on the type of soil that is in this field, that's all the fertilizer that it needs. So we are fertilizing up to the proper amount right now. Should be anyway. But that's what it takes. So if we're planting, say, corn, it would take more fertilizer. So the field would be a different green. Or if we were planting soybeans, the field would be red because soybeans don't take any fertilizer or nitrogen. So it depends on what you're planting, how much fertilizer you actually use. So yeah. You bet. Am I doing a stream tomorrow for Captain of Industry? I'm hoping to, but don't hold your breath on that. I'll be here Thursday evening, for sure, for a Captain stream, and Friday, all day on Friday. Or not all day, but like maybe more of a day than normal on Friday. We'll see. But Thursday stream and Friday stream will both be Captain. And then next week we have Roadcraft, so we'll see. We'll see what happens next week, but definitely going to be playing some Captain, yes. I just don't know about tomorrow. Depends how tired I am from farm when I come home. But we'll see. So yeah. Probably, Hunter. Yeah. Lime doesn't matter as long as your crop is not growing. The best way, the easiest way, the way that I normally do it is just after harvest, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't, as long as your crop is not out of the ground, it doesn't matter when you lime. There's no difference, and it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just as long as the crop is not actively out of the ground and growing. So, like, if we wanted to, we could come in and lime these fields. So, yeah. Does not matter. Well, unless this grass is different, yes. You can lime grass, obviously. Once it's already growing, yes. But other crops, you just don't do them while they're growing, that's all. That's the only thing. But typically, yeah, after harvest is a good time to lime. You would think it would go from red to yellow and no green. No, but based on the soil type, that it needs more fertilizer, right? So it bumps it up to a pale green. So what happens if the crop is growing and it says you need lime? You have to wait till you harvest it. You're gonna lose yield on that crop because you're gonna lose like up to 15% then. 12%, whatever it is. I'd have to pull up my numbers, or at least what it used to be. Who knows? Maybe they've changed it by now. I feel like they change stuff with every update and don't actually tell you all the changes. But hey, what do I know? Sandy loam really sucks. No, it's not about trying to get the field green. It's you got to get it to the right nitrogen state for that soil type, you know? So like a sandy loam may never be green. That's just the way it is, you know? It's all based on your soil type and what you're planting. There's two variables to liming these days. With precision, that is. So yeah, it's not about getting the field, because technically if you go out and do like a manual application of fertilizer and you want to paint the whole field like a bright green, that's great, but it's probably going to hurt your precision score, because technically you're over fertilizing at that point. And the precision score will go down if you over fertilize. So you don't want to do that. So yeah. So it's kind of a whole thing. Basically, just put everything, if you're running precision, the way I like to do it is just put everything on automatic and just pitter patter. And it'll take care of it for you. And you don't have to worry about, you know, adjusting manually up there. It would be a nightmare if you're trying to do it manually. That would not work at all, in my opinion.
Oh, could you imagine?
It would be so bad. Yeah. Shotty didn't plow first. No-till farming is becoming more and more of a thing. Yep, you just planting whatever was there from last year. I saw a guy the other day planting beans into standing corn stalks from last year, actually. It's very much a thing these days. Depends on your soil if it works or not. You know, some soils you have to work a lot. Some soils you can get away without working at all. So yeah, depends on the soil. But yeah. I think that's what he was planting, soybeans, yeah. Which means when he goes to harvest those soybeans, he will also be harvesting some of those corn stalks from last year. Because there should be some still standing unless he rolls his beans, but they'll still be standing out there in that field, and they'll run through the combine then. Which it happens. Guys around here used to plant corn, and sometimes I still do this, and then no-till wheat into the corn. So then when you harvest the wheat, you're actually harvesting those leftover corn stalks. And then they would no-till the beans right into the after the wheat. So, and then you're finishing off the wheat harvest technically when you do the beans. It's the whole thing. They don't lime in your area? You've never seen it? May not have to based on soil type. Hopefully, I mean, yeah. As far as the, like lime does affect your yield. But the soil types and stuff, we're talking about a mod called precision farming. If you're just got the game and you're playing without mods or without the precision farming mod, it's going to be way different for you. But the precision farming a bunch of us are using, that's where we're talking about like the different fertilizer rates and stuff. When you're on base game, your fertilizer rates are yes or no. You don't have different rates based on soil types. There are no soil types in the base game farm sim. It's just dirt. That's your soil type is dirt. That's it. In the base game. And then for fertilizing in the base game, you fertilize twice. You got to get it to the dark green or dark blue state for fertilization. And then for lime, it's every 3 harvests. It's all together different here on precision, or a lot of it's different on precision. So yeah. So we're talking about like 2 different things. I'm trying to answer as best as possible, like base game. And typically I will answer questions as far as like base game, unless somebody says like, oh, on precision. But if somebody's just asking questions, usually I do answer base game, no mods. So yeah. Yeah, and we're probably like around where I'm at, around St. Louis. I bet we're probably like maybe 20% planted. It's just been so wet here. Yeah. You can add mods on console, go into the main menu of the game, and there's something called downloadable content. When you click on that, it'll open up a thing called the mod hub. Why they don't call it the mod hub, I don't understand. But downloadable content in the main menu opens the mod hub. You can add mods from there, yes. Most definitely. I shouldn't use, hardly any fertilizer here because it's already fertilized. So we grew soybeans on here on our first like precision planting. This was soybeans, so it was already fertilized from like before precision apparently. And that's why there's a lot of fertilizer here. Next go around, we should plant like corn out here to really, it'll take away a bunch of nitrogen. Actually, the soybean or the what are we planting? Sunflower should too. So they don't take as much.
Lot. Not a lot.
They'll take some. So yeah. We had to cut the lawn. Oh yeah, no, it's terrible. Yeah, it's been way wet here, and it rained here yesterday, and there's rain in the area again today. And I talked to a bunch of farmers Saturday that basically said, yeah, their planter hasn't gone out in the field yet this year. And normally our frost date is like the 10th, let's say, of April. So for insurance, you can't plant corn before the 10th of April, let's say, and have insurance on it. You can plant all you want, but you can't insure it, right? And so normally here, like the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, it's planters are just rolling, but it was too wet here this year. So yeah. Our heart around the spring. Yeah, it just won't quit raining. So this field's not too good for sunflowers. It has more nitrogen than sunflowers are going to need. Which won't hurt the sunflowers, by the way. It might hurt our precision score a little bit, but that's okay. It is all good. All right, chat. Yeah, the fertilizer. So with precision, your fertilizer stays around. So like base game, your 2 ferts, which you have to fertilize soybeans in base game twice. You use it every time you harvest, right? It goes away. But on here with precision, we're on Alma, Missouri. But here with precision, this fertilizer will still be here for the next crop. Yeah, some of it will. We will use some of it when we go to harvest. It'll change the state of the field a little bit, but yeah. Bear, I gotta go take my break. I'll be right back. All right, chat, I'm gonna run in the house for just a minute. I'll be back in a minute. We'll be fat. Actually, we need to mow grass when I get back.